Ladies and gentlemen, I am Brandon Pope, aka Tyler Young, aka Adrenaline, whatever you want to call me. I'm here signing in on the WrestleGround channel to do the official live review of BWE 1 year, and I'm joined by the best around and the new BWE champ, Seth Maverick, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know what? I'm gonna do the review first, and then we get into the interview. Alright, so.
Alright, before you do that, I gotta say this. Who the fuck just disliked this? What the heck? Someone just disliked this, but you know what?
Dislike this?
Apparently someone doesn't like me as BW champion, but okay.
Alright, but on the pre-show match, you had... You know what? I'm pretty sure people ain't even gonna focus on the pre-show match, but there was one thing that happened in that match, or it didn't happen in the match, it happened before the match while the participants were making their entrance. Rich, with his mystery tag team partner. Who was it? None other than P.U.P. It was Pup, who we haven't seen ever since the very start of BWE, or at least on YouTube. I marked out whenever I saw that. Ladies and gentlemen. P.U.P. returning to BWE. Now the question on all of our minds is, was it just a one-time thing, or is he in BWE back permanently now? Hopefully we get to find out on the next episode of BWE TNT.
Yeah.
So, my thoughts on the match. The match could have been better. I mean, it was good for a pre-show match, though, you know, wasn't nothing big, wasn't nothing, you know, too small. It was good enough for the pre-show match. So moving on to, the start of BWE 1 year. The opening video package was amazing. It had the timeline and all, ladies and gentlemen. Hats off, my hats off to whoever made that opening video package.
That was by
hats off.
Mr. Christopher Donson of BWE. He edited that also. So yeah.
So Christopher Donson, shout out to him. And then my hat goes off to whoever made the 1 year logo. I'm telling you, that logo is amazing. I'm telling y'all, I wish I could make some beauty, you know. I mean, that thing looks like it should be in the National Museum of Art or whatever. Either way, one heck of a logo. But then you had, at the start of the show, you had Blade coming out, since he's the new BWE General Manager. He says, Volando Alto, you tonight will be facing an opponent of his choosing. And he also announces that tonight, in the main event, you will see Seth Maverick versus himself. Yes, Seth Maverick versus Blade, the people who put BWE on the map, the BWE originals. Go at it, one-on-one for the vacant BWE Championship, and that got us all stoked. That got us all hyped up, more than what we already were for BWE 1 year. And then you had the opening match of the actual show. You have Volando Alto versus the opponent of Blade's choosing, and that opponent was somebody we would have never guessed. It was Extreme Alex. Extreme Alex coming out, and I'm pretty sure.
Let me tell you why. So, of course, BWE. If you all have been watching BWE, you know the team of the Immortal Eclipse between Blade and Volando Alto. Volando Alto was in that match, and Blade, of course, got to choose his opponent. So he gave him the easiest guy he could beat, Extreme Alex. So, yeah, continue.
Alright. So, alright. And I'm pretty sure whenever we all saw Extreme Alex come out, I'm pretty sure we all thought, alright, Extreme Alex finally gonna get a win here in BWE. Finally. And no, I was thinking that, I was in there hoping my money's on Extreme Alex. Thank God. Thank God I did not bet actual money, and thank God I did not bet anything, because if I did, I would have lost something, because Extreme Alex did not come out with the W. It was Volando Alto retaining the World Extreme Championship.
Yes.
But now you gotta wonder, where does the Immortal Eclipse go after this?
I know.
Hopefully we can
You
find
got
out.
one guy with an incredible victory and against Extreme Alex, and then you got one guy who just lost probably the biggest match of his life.
Yeah.
That's hard.
The match was pretty good. It could have been better, but nothing's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nothing's perfect. You know, there was a few, I want to say, sloppy spots in that match. But all in all, I'll give that match from 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10.
That's a good amount. That's a really good amount right there.
Then you had in the next match.
I'm sorry, hang on. Before we continue this, Hunter Hollingsworth added me on Google Plus.
I feel bad for you, my brother.
Shoot.
As long as he don't add me, you're good. He wants to talk to you about his idea.
No, I don't want to know what the idea is. Just continue.
Alright, so then I believe the next match, Seth, correct me if I am wrong, but I believe the next match was Demon of Darkness, and his last match was the Slayer of Darkness.
Yeah, against the Slayer of Darkness, yes.
Because I was feeling that there was another match that I missed.
No.
Between those two matches. But no.
Well, there would have been another match, but unfortunately we couldn't get it in time because of a certain someone. That's their name.
Oh, yeah. Alright. But anyways, Demon of Darkness's last match. Pretty sure we all thought, alright, we're gonna have a happy ending. Everything's gonna be happy. He's gonna shed a few tears, shed some blood. He's gonna walk out happy because he won his last match. But what happened? Once again, we all got shocked. That was like, let's see, PUP, Volando Alto versus Extreme Alex, Seth Maverick and Blade being made. Alright, that was the 4th surprise of the night. And that surprise was Demon of Darkness getting a L, getting a loss, losing his last match to the Slayer of Darkness.
And that entrance, the Slayer of Darkness entrance, that is really creepy. I would never want to mess with him.
Yes, the entrance was very. I liked it. I just wish that the entrance would have maybe had been black and white, but it is what it is. So.
Yeah. Find the editors for that, not me.
Yeah.
I want to go get my belt. Where's my belt?
But ladies and gentlemen, the Demon of Darkness and Slayer of Darkness match was a very good match. I'll give it that. I like the wrestling in it. I like the story that it told, and believe it or not, I was a big fan of the ending. But the thing I'm scared of now is I'm scared that they're gonna have in the Undertaker's last match this year at WrestleMania, which is WWE's biggest event, I have a feeling they're going to have The Undertaker go out in his last match with a loss, and people are going to say, oh, WWE copied BWE. I have a feeling, and then people are going to hate on WWE, man. I feel bad for Vince McMahon, but you know what? This is
And they're
BWE.
already hating on WWE. What are you talking about? Jeez.
Yeah.
Look at this. I'm going to watch this every day of my life. Oh, yeah. Love this.
I'll give the match between Demon of Darkness and Slayer of Darkness a 9 out of 10.
Oh, I was going to say an 8. Okay. You can give it a 9. Okay.
And then, what do you come down to? What do you come down to? You come down to the main event. The powerhouse, the BWE General Manager, Blade versus the man who put BWE on the map. The one who used to say that he's spectacular and you're not. The Carolina powerhouse, Seth Maverick. And a match that we have seen before, but you know what? Guess what? We saw it one more time, and I'm going to say this was the best one out of all of those matches between these two. You know what? Props off, or you know what? I'm not going to say props off or hats off or anything, but how do your editors do it? They get a full video package of Seth Maverick and Blade, and that in just that short amount of time, they get it made, but they can't get the show up on time. You know, your editors.
There's something.
Yeah. But either way, the video package was good. The video package was very well edited. I loved the video package. But now moving on to the match. The match everybody on Twitter is raving about. Probably the BWE 1 year is the biggest talked about thing in backyard wrestling currently. It's not a shoot. It's not a rant. It's not, this big thing coming up. It was just simply an amazing event to top it all off with Seth Maverick and Blade. And the match was amazing. You had Seth Maverick going all out and trying to, kill the guy with a block of ice. But, the one thing I do wish is that they would have stayed closer together, and that's what a lot of people are saying. They should have stayed closer together and not have gotten so far away from each other. But it had the perfect amount of each thing in it. It had the perfect amount of hardcore in it. It had an amazing story told to it. It had an amazing ending. The wrestling was amazing. The technical wrestling was amazing. It was all just amazing. And
that's what you should have done with your title.
And what did you have at the end of the night? What did you see at the end of the night? You saw the one and only Seth Maverick standing tall for the first time in BWE history. Seth Maverick wins the BWE Championship. There was an amazing ending. It was an amazing show. I give the main event a 10 out of 10. Had the perfect amount of everything. Perfect amount of hardcore. Great story. Great wrestling. Great ending. Great everything. And I give the full show. I give the full show a 10 out of 10.
Wow. Thank you.
Now I don't know, but if Cody Rex does not nominate that for pay-per-view of the year in the BWE awards that will be this summer, then I will blow a gasket because that deserves to be up there. And by the looks of BWE right now, it should win.
Yep.
But now, going on to what some people may just be here to see, an interview with the new BWE champion, Seth Maverick. So
You
I must
know,
say,
oh gosh,
uh,
I haven't held a title since this past summer, last summer. You don't know how good it feels to hold a title and call yourself the BWE champion finally for the first time ever, and especially on a stage nobody even thought I would win. I mean, I am truly blessed to work with the BWE. It is probably the best company I could ever work for. Um, I want to thank Blade for putting on an incredible match with me. That was the best BWE match of all time. And I'm finally proud to say I am now the BWE champion.
well, so we got that, but I have a question, and that question is: now that you are champion, what can we expect from you and BWE?
We're going to Disney World now. No. Well, you know, the fact now is I haven't won a match since September, and even though I won that match. Blade decided to still attack me. I'm trying to offer him sportsmanship, but guess what? He doesn't want my sportsmanship. That's fine. He will never get a shot at this. Even though he's GM, guess what? I can keep this title forever. I will strap it around my waist, tape it down to my body, because he is never going to take this title from me. He can pull, he can tase me, he can shoot me. This title will always stay on Seth Maverick. And that's a fact, because SETH space MAVERICK said it.
All right. There was a lot of people, who really couldn't come up with a prediction for that match. You really can't judge heart and guts. So, but, oh man. Now that you said yourself, Blade is GM. Now, since Blade is GM, that means he could strip you of the title. Now, just say that was to happen.
It's always going to be on me. I'm never taking this. Never leaving it. It's always going to stay on there.
Alright, well, I couldn't even get the question out of my mouth, but, he answered it. So, any questions that any of you viewers have, please send them in for Seth Maverick. Seth, are you watching this?
Not anymore.
Alright.
I was, but not anymore. But, I mean, I just really want to thank everybody. I was originally supposed to face Lex Assassin. Never did.
Thank God.
I still want my hands on Lex Assassin. Because this title means the world to me. I've been striving to get this title for I don't know how long. And I've finally gotten that title. Blade has conquered me. He conquered me at Golden Opportunity last year. He conquered me a few weeks ago on TNT and made me lose my general manager position. And now the BWE title, I was not going down. I was staying up there at the top because I'm not sinking down to the bottom. I'm going to stay up there at the top. This was the last chance I had. If I didn't win that match, it was over for me. Because 1 year is bigger than BWE. This title is the biggest title in BWE. And I needed it. And I earned it. And Blade, if you want me at Warzone, you can find me. Because I'll be around. And next TNT, we'll see what you have to say.
Well, you said yourself you want to get you still want to get your hands on Lex Assassin. Well, maybe Lex Assassin still wants to get his hands on you, so maybe I'm predicting in the future. This is just my prediction. I'm predicting sometime in the future we see a triple threat match for the BWE Championship: Seth Maverick versus Blade versus Lex Assassin.
Possibly. We'll see. I mean, I'm willing to fight anybody for this title, but I mean, I'm a stronger and I'm better now. I'm a better Seth Maverick. And one reason I think was after I lost that GM position, I'm actually starting to win again. So maybe it was the stress of the general manager position. Maybe it was all that stress and all the editing, the website, and all the match planning. Now Blade gets to have all that. Because I don't need that, because I got this now. And I don't care if Blade is mad at me or Blade wants to kill me or something. Because this, I can hold this right in his face and prove him wrong. I can say, remember at 1 year? You remember at 1 year when I beat you for this? Do you remember that? Do you remember that? And I can always brag about that from now on.
Well, yes, you are right. You get bragging rights.
I don't care who's in my way. I'm going to dominate them. And X-Ray, if I'm still champion at BW Mania, I'll give you a shot for this. I'll give you a shot for the BWE Championship. And we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I think if X-Ray goes back and watches this, X-Ray has kind of been hiding in the shadows a lot recently. I think allow me to steal something from FNW here. FNW revamped. I think X-Ray may be getting revamped. I think he may be going, maybe taking a look back, clearing his head, getting a fresh start. So X-Ray, you have a target on your back, but the thing is, you have a target on your back. We're just waiting for somebody to shoot that arrow. The thing is, are you gonna stand there and let them shoot you, or are you gonna do the smart thing and fight back? Can't wait to see what X-Ray has to say. But just heard it. Seth Maverick still general manager by BWE Mania. I mean, not general manager. Seth Maverick still champion.
What?
Seth Maverick still champion by BWE Mania. Then X-Ray, Seth Maverick, BWE Championship at BWE Mania. That would be one heck of a match. That's a match that a lot of people are really wanting to see. Oscar Owens is a big fan of it. Adrenaline is a big fan of it. High Voltage and X-Ray, real good friends. High Voltage is a fan. Got people in BYW starting to get behind it now, so just gonna have to see how it turns out. And I honestly think that after tonight BWE will be looked at differently. BWE will be looked at as a threat to UWE, APW, CCW, VTW, all of those guys. After tonight, BWE will no longer be overlooked. BWE has proven why they are the future and why they are soon to be the present.
And at BW Mania, you thought 1 year was good. Wait till BW Mania, because that's going to be 10 times better than what this was.
Alright, but now, unfortunately, we have to end, but Seth, I'm going to let you take it.
Come on, let's keep going.
Well, nobody's really watching, so.
Not true.
People will go back and watch later. They're probably all tired and jump now. Having to watch, Demon of Darkness wrestle can, it can it can take years. It can take years off your life, man.
Yeah, Demon of Darkness.
Watching Demon of Darkness watching Demon of Darkness wrestle makes you, really go back to where it was just a cool, breezy, calm Sunday afternoon where you and your grandpa out there, at the lake. Your grandpa had his fishing hat on. Grandpa had his fishing hat. Your grandpa had his fishing hat on. You had the riding reel in your hand. You had the Power Ranger mask sitting right there beside you because you were young and, you loved the Power Rangers back then. It really makes you think of those times.
Yep, it really does.
Alright, but Seth, anything that you have to say to the fans before we leave?
I just know BWE is not overlooked anymore because after that match, I can guarantee you, people are gonna want some BWE. Let me just say that. I mean, it's amazing now that BWE finally got the recognition it needs, and hopefully the same can go with ORW. I mean, we stepped another step up there tonight, and I finally proved to myself that I am the BWE champion. My new T-shirt, as you can see, new T-shirt. Yeah.
Still in his wrestling gear, ladies and gentlemen. Still in his wrestling gear.
Yes. Took the gloves off though. But I mean, if there's anything I can say, I want to thank everybody who's ever supported me out there. Jerome, right here, Cameron Jackson, Aiden, all of VTW. They've supported me. Even Cody Ricks. I mean, he even congratulated me on the title win. I mean, everybody, Everett Creed. I mean, Ethan from EA Wrestling. I mean, there's so many people, I can't even say them all. But I really want to thank them all. Oscar Owens, I want to thank them all because they told me not to give up. They told me to keep going. And when I kept going, I found the end of the road. And Blade, you made probably the stupidest decision in your life tonight. You could have probably beat Austin Styles, but instead you wanted me, and I proved to be the better man tonight. And on the next TNT, if he wants to match with me again, he can have another match because I'll just prove it was not a phony victory, it was not a fluke, and that I deserve this title around my waist.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the WrestleGround review of BWE 1 year. Use hashtag 1 more year, 1 more step up, or however Seth said it.
1 year, 1 more step.
Yeah, hashtag 1 year, 1 more step.
Boom.
So ladies and gentlemen, this is WrestleGround and Seth Maverick signing out.